Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost. Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Boost. Available in 2022. The album. 2024. The album. 2025. The album. Dad. AF. Rock on. Gold Dust Woman. Boost. All right, let's get into today's video. How are you guys doing? Happy Tuesday. It is almost the new year. Do you guys have New Year's plans? Oh my God, do you have New Year's? I have New Year's plans this year. No, I always do. We always do something. That doesn't even make sense. As a person who does not drink alcohol, I feel like New Year's Eve is kind of amateur night. So I don't really care what we do on New Year's Eve. But I knew that my husband was going to want to do something. So we have another couple that we're friends with, and our friend Jason and I put together this fun night. So we're going to go out to dinner. We got a section at a club. We'll be dancing. I'm going to be dancing up in the club. Don't even worry about me. What are you going to do? I'm going to have my blue velvet pants on and a turtleneck. I'm going to look so sexy. Don't even worry about it. And then the next day, I'm going to start my OnlyFans. Oh my God. And on my OnlyFans, it's going to be, listen, okay, all these people I was talking about, well, first of all, we're going to talk about this in just a second, about my video from yesterday about James Charles. But, all these people in these OnlyFans, they get in there right away and they show all their stuff. Oh, no, okay? You will come over to Peter Monn's OnlyFans and you will pay, okay, $19.99, like the Prince song, and you will get Peter Monn. Actually, do you know what is so funny is, right before I was starting this video, I was walking around because I was changing shirts into like a new black shirt, as if you guys would ever even know the difference, right? But I always like put on a new black t-shirt before I film videos. And so I was walking around with no shirt on, and I sat down and I was like, oh, I don't have a shirt on. A little surprised you guys weren't expecting it. You probably didn't want. But anyway, my OnlyFans, okay, is going to be me in like an open collared shirt with like a tie undone, to the side. And I'll be sitting in like a leather chair, like holding a cigar or something, And then I'll have on like, Burberry boxer shorts and those like business socks that come up to, like over your calves with like those, the things that like connect. It'll be so hot. Listen, y'all be paying your $19.99. Don't think you won't, okay? So anyway, how are you guys doing today? Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is, well, I have two birthday shout outs really quick. The first one is to Holly. Holly's birthday is on December 30th, and she is going to be 38 years old, and her, I think it's her husband, reached out to me and booked a cameo, and then he also asked for a shout out in a video, and I get requests for that a lot, where people are like, well, you do a shout out as well, blah, 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 and I try to remember the best I can, but I am like you guys, I become so bad about these birthday things because I get so many birthday requests. So anyway, I just want to say a very, very happy birthday to Holly. I also have another birthday that I got tweeted at today about, and I think it's Hallie, actually. Hallie and Holly. Hallie said, Peter, it's my birthday today. I love your videos and your strength so much. Oh, thank you so much, Hallie. I'm watching a video of yours right now. And so she tweeted that to me today. She tweeted that at 1:08 p.m. So here it is, Hallie's birthday and Holly's birthday and everybody's birthday in between. So if it's your birthday and I missed it, I hope that you are having the most magically amazing birthday in the entire world. All right, now let's get into today's video. I need a little lip gloss. When your lips are dry as mine, OnlyFans, then it's Luna Beauty time. I mean, nobody really said I was a singer, did they? That's great, it starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes and airplanes. Lenny Bruce is not afraid. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. All right, let's talk about James Charles. So yesterday, I did this whole video about James Charles and how he hit up this guy and his DMs. And okay, so go watch that video. That whole video is yesterday. It's about Ricky Murda, and who has the OnlyFans. That's what made me think of it while I was doing this video. And so anyway, James Charles reached out to him. And I want to say this. You know what? I don't think I saved this comment. But somebody commented on my video, and I thought it was actually such a fantastic comment. And people were, hold on a second. I want to actually read some of these comments that I got yesterday on the James video. Let me get my, oh, I don't have my reading glasses. Oh, well. Someone said, regarding, I said, believing that it was blackmail was a stretch. So if you watch a video yesterday, what I talked about in there was that James was asking this guy to take down his TikTok. This guy had done a TikTok response to James Charles, like reaching out to him and asking what his Snapchat was, okay? So this dude thought it was like really funny because, well, I mean, at this point, I mean, it is almost kind of like, it's not funny, but it's ridiculous. You know, James Charles says like, oh, he realized the answer to all of this is that he's desperate. He realized that social media apps are not dating apps. And yet again, he is doing this. I mean, it's almost kind of like you couldn't write this. It's so bad, right? So anyway, this guy put this TikTok up. Well, James Charles tried to threaten him and say, what would happen if I duetted this video with this conversation that I had? And then James tried to turn around and act like it was he had this conversation with somebody else or what. I'm not buying it, okay? And then he had this conversation with a guy named Rick Murda instead of Ricky Murda. I'm not buying it, okay? I'm just not. I think the whole thing is concocted by James. Not the whole thing. I think that James, like, trying to get out of it was like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? This guy's TikTok's gonna go up. All the drama channels are going to talk about me. I can't control the drama channels anymore. I can't go into their DMs. They don't care about me anymore. Everybody's going to know, blah, 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 whatever. What am I going to do? Oh, okay. I'm going to start talking to this other guy, make up a fake Snapchat account, and then I'm going to have this, allegedly, have this conversation, show it to him and go, see, I didn't know it wasn't you. I thought it was you, but it was somebody else, okay? Not buying it, right? And you can go to the video yesterday. I showed this guy's TikToks and whatever. So anyway, I made this video, and in the video, a lot of people were, on social media, a lot of people were saying that James Charles was blackmailing this guy because he was basically saying, like, I'm going to expose you if you don't take down this TikTok, okay? And I said in my video that I believed that blackmail was kind of a stretch. Well, I have been proven wrong, and I have no problem admitting that. So I want to read this comment to you. Hold on just a second. This is from Shelby. Shelby said, it is textbook blackmail. James tried to force someone to do something they did not want to do by threatening them. In quotes, blackmail can be defined as obtaining money, goods, or services from an individual through the threat of revealing embarrassing, incriminating, or socially damaging information. Peter said blackmail is a stretch. The prior definition for blackmail is the state of California's definition for the crime of blackmail. So, ... And Shelby, I have to say, I 100% agree with you, which really makes this even more serious, right? Then the next thing that I want to talk about is that I had said in my video that I had no idea how old this guy was, okay, that James was interacting with. He looked older to me. I mean, if I had to look at him and guess, I would say, oh, 23, 24, something like that, right? Apparently, and I don't know how everybody knows this, but apparently he just turned 18 or is just like 18 and I don't know, whatever, because I got so many comments from people. This person said, the thing is, this guy isn't 24. He just turned 18. Somebody else said, hold on a second. Someone said, oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, wait, here's another birthday. Who is this? Crystal said her 50th birthday is on Thursday, so happy birthday to Crystal. So I got so many comments about this guy's age, and all these people were like, this guy is 18. He is not 24, he's not 23, he's 18. So yet again, here is James going after somebody like right on the boundary, right? But I want to read a couple of these other comments because I thought some of these comments were interesting, and I think it's a point of discussion. My battery died, and I use it as an excuse to go get my reading glasses so that I could effectively read these comments. All right, so let's get back into these comments. The next comment that I got, somebody said, I honestly think James thinks he's going to meet the love of his life on these apps like some normal people do. I think he's an insecure, childish thinking man. In my opinion, I also don't think he understands the dating process. He's like some of the women I know that think a man is, if the man is sexual towards them, that they want to have a relationship. It's just not true. He needs to date people his age and learn a thing or two. He is clueless. Interesting comment. So this was something that I wanted to clarify on here. Somebody asked, so you're telling me James told you, this is like directed towards me. So you're telling me James told you he was jealous or envious of Jeffree Star's relationship. They said Jeff's relationship. Like they know Jeff. Maybe they do, I don't know. Okay, or maybe I didn't understand you right. I don't see him admitting that even if it were true, LOL. And this person responded and said, that's the way I took it. I know Peter used to message these influencers, so I think that's what he meant. And since these people ask, I think it's a good question. I do want to address that because I did throw that out in the video yesterday. I mean, back in the day, drama channels used to talk to a lot of influencers. I don't talk to any of these people anymore. I don't want to talk to any of these people. I want to get on my videos and say what I have to say. I don't want to talk to any of these people, okay? But back in the day, you know, I did talk to James Charles and Trisha Paytas and Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star and all these people, right? As did most drama channels. And in one conversation that I was talking to James about, I said something to him about, it was like one of the very first thing that had ever happened. And I was like, James, I just don't understand this, right? Like, I just don't get this. Like, why you are constantly always, because if you watch the end of my video yesterday, okay, the end of my video, I talked at length about having issues as a gay man, okay, with this stereotype that a lot of these gay influencers fantasizing about straight men, the stereotype that they're putting out there into the world. I have huge issues with that. And I said it at the end of my video yesterday. I kind of went on a little bit of a rant about it, right? So I said to James, like, I don't understand this whole idea, like, okay, Jeffree Star dates Nathan Schwant, who never had dated another guy before dating Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star made that very, very clear to the world a million times over, wanted everybody to know Nathan Schwant never dated another man, never was with another man until he was with Jeffree Star, right? So I was having this conversation with James Charles, and I said, I just don't understand this. Like, why don't you just, like, there have to be gay guys in the industry that are your same age that you would want to date. Like, I don't understand that, you know? And then he said something about Jeffree Star, and I said, are you wanting the same thing as, like, do you think you're gonna, like, dip into somebody's DMs? I mean, this was long before you guys, all these things came out. I was like, do you think you're going to dip into somebody's DMs and like find somebody like Nathan Schwant, like Jeffree Star did? And this was when James Charles, I think this was when James Charles and Jeffree like had just kind of had their falling out. And he's like, that's exactly what I want. And I go, so you want to date like a straight guy like Nathan Schwant who now wants to be with you? He's like, that's exactly what I want. Yeah. And I was like, okay. So, and I was surprised too that he admitted it. I really, really was surprised. But you know, I have to say, in retrospect, looking back, like with a lot of these like influencers or whatever you want to call them, I had moments with them in conversations where I felt like they were very forthright and honest in that moment. Okay? Speaking of which, I'm going to be talking about Trisha Paytas and Sean Vanderwelt in a second, so it will be interesting to see what is going to happen with the whole Sean Vanderwelt thing that is heating up. So anyway, there were a lot of these comments that were about James Charles. Apparently, this guy is not 23 or 24. Apparently, he has just turned 18. I don't know where that information came out. I don't know how people know that, but apparently that's the truth. Okay. So now let's get into, so let me know what you think about all of that James Charles stuff. I actually, to be honest with you, I was kind of looking online last night, and yes, several drama channels have made videos about this, and it's online, and people are talking about it, you know, on Instagram, and Spill Tea With Me and Front of Me's Room on Instagram, which are two Instagram accounts that kind of like post like gossip and tea. They're like drama channels, but like on Instagram, have kind of covered these things as well. But I have to say that one of the things that surprises me the most is that more people are not talking about this. I mean, this is factual evidence that James Charles has not changed, okay? He took down the videos explaining away what had happened in the past. He took those videos down, right? Where he took accountability. Remember the video called Taking Accountability? He took those videos down, and then he comes back, and he stays silent and just tries to stay out of all this for so long. Who knows how long he's been hitting up people? Maybe it's been happening all along, and he's been able to keep them silent. Who knows, right? But now you have this guy coming out 6 months, 8 months later, right? Proving that this has been going on again. And I can't believe that people like aren't losing their minds over it. I mean, it is literal fact literal fact. I mean, it's factual evidence showing that James Charles hasn't changed at all, you know? And one of the comments that I got in here, this person said, YouTube should remove James Charles from this platform. How many examples are needed that he is exactly what he appears to be? And I'm not going to get into the discussion of deplatforming. I've said that on here time and time again, that's not my role on this channel. But I think it's an interesting question to ask, like, how long do you continue to follow somebody like this, right? Like, so I don't know, you know, like, I've also said in videos that if this were in Hollywood, you know, James Charles would never be hired for another TV show or movie again, period. No, not even a Charmin commercial, okay? I mean, period. It wouldn't happen. He would never get hired again. So this just continues to happen over and over and over and over, you know, and it's very interesting to me. I will also say this, that, like, as a gay man, and I said this in my video yesterday, like I referenced, and I said, you know, at the end of it, I kind of went on this rant. It's interesting to me that as a gay man, as a proud gay man that has struggled, you know, with people not being nice or people, like, thinking certain stereotypes about me through the years and whatever, and mine trying to disprove that, it is surprising to me that James Charles is surrounded by so many people in the LGBTQIA plus community that have also fought similar stereotypes. And yes, some of them, like I use the example of Manny MUA, some of them like participate in the same like fantasy stereotyping where Manny MUA did the TikTok with the guy kissing his cheek and whatever, the straight guy, right? That Harry, what's his name? Whatever his name is that does the podcast. But, you know, what's interesting to me about that is that these LGBTQIA people that we're all for LGBTQIA plus rights, right? We're all about that until it comes to something like this. And then you don't have an issue with the fact that, like, James Charles is literally taking us 10 years back in the stereotype. And I have kind of an issue with that, you know? Like, I kind of have an issue with influencers that are just, like, okay with this. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. So anyway, let's talk about Trisha Paytas, okay? Let me know what you think about all that James Charles stuff in the comment section below. So this is very, very interesting to me, you guys. I have to honestly say, of the Hare Krishnas and the veganisms and all this stuff that Trisha Paytas has trolled in the last couple months, and this is not Trisha Paytas. I don't know if this is Trisha Paytas trolling or not, right? But I have to say that this is one of the most interesting things that has happened in the last couple months. So, for those of you that don't know, Mysterious came out and did, I think there's been 2 Trisha Paytas like videos at this point that are very lengthy. I have only made it through part of this video that I'm going to be referencing today, but it's a video where Mysterious talks a lot about Trisha Paytas' past relationships, okay? And I've only made it through part of it, so I don't want to speak to that video yet. But a lot of people are saying that this is like this great video, right? And that it's like this deep dive video into Trisha Paytas' relationships of the past, okay? So what happened as a result of that, and I started getting tweeted this like crazy in direct message, like I got direct message. Somebody actually I just opened my Twitter right as I was getting on here, and I'll give a little shout out. Who was this? Who just sent this to me? So Logan, hey Logan, just sent this to me and said, have you seen these tweets from Trisha's ex that Ethan Klein liked, okay? Well, I have been sent it like crazy, and then somebody, then they posted it on Frenemies Room over there, and which is on Instagram, and I was like, what is going on here? Okay, so let me tell you what happened. Sean Vanderwelt, who is the ex-boyfriend of Trisha Paytas, okay, who is in the Showtime video way back in the day. When I first found Trisha Paytas was when they started dating Sean. Well, I had found Trisha Paytas long before that with Gigi Gorgeous eating lunch at the Ivy and stuff like that, and all those videos in the apartment way back in the day. But this was like when I started talking about Trisha Paytas in videos, and I was like, who is Trisha Paytas making these extensive music videos for? Like, I didn't get it. And then the Showtime video came out, and I was like, oh my god, I love this video so much. I still kind of like that song to this day, honestly. But Sean Vanderwelt was Trisha Paytas' boyfriend at this time. And the whole thing had, like, started out of this joke. Do you guys remember that? Like, Trisha Paytas did this, like, with my boyfriend video, but, like, just kind of, like, Sean was in the video, hired him for the video or something. I don't remember what happened. And then it supposedly turned into this real relationship, which then turned into the crying on the floor videos. If the crying on the floor Trisha Paytas videos, that meme that has become Trisha Paytas, is directly related to the breakups of Trisha Paytas and Sean Vanderwelt, okay? Now, this is what's interesting to me. So Sean Vanderwelt comes out, and he posted these tweets the last couple days. I don't know if I'll include them because I'll probably forget. But anyway, the first one was 5 days ago, and Sean said, I saw a video someone made about me on YouTube, and I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all the messages and love and support. XXOO to you all. Okay, and here are some of the comments underneath here. You deserve the love and positivity. Sorry you weren't supported at the time. You didn't deserve the pile on. Saw the same video and you aren't, and you never were the bad guy. And I think they're referencing, like, I haven't got to this part of the video yet, but I think that they're referencing where Sean got a lot of crap as a result of, like, the breakup with Trisha Paytas. Because what happened was, like, Trisha Paytas went over there and he had another girl at his apartment or something. I can't remember how it all went down, honestly. And to be completely 100%, I mean, I'll sit down and write out the facts because I want to make sure that I have this. But I think that's what it was, right? And then it was this whole picture was painted that Sean Vanderwelt was like this horrible guy, okay? Now, pause on that a moment. Behind the scenes, I never thought Sean Vanderwelt and Trisha Paytas were a real couple, okay? I had heard that from several people. Now, I will tell you, I was talking to Trisha Paytas at that time, and Trisha did act like they were a real couple. Trisha talked about moving into some house that they had built in Malibu, and all, I mean, Trisha Paytas had said all this kind of stuff about Trisha and Sean Vanderwelt, and it was really interesting then to see that all these people behind the scenes were like, that relationship's not real. Like, they're not really together as a couple. And I'm like, really? Like, oh, I didn't know that, right? And they're like, you didn't know that? I'm like, no, I didn't know that. Because Trisha was acting like it really was. On video, and when I would talk to Trisha, they would act like it was a real relationship. So I was like, I don't really know. Now, I will tell you, okay, that there are a lot of fake relationships on YouTube. This is nothing new, okay? And this is old school Hollywood. Two people are starring in a movie together in the 40s. Let's hook them up together and make them a couple, okay? Remember those days? And I think I probably talked about this back in the day with Trisha Paytas and Sean Vanderwelt. It's the same kind of thing, right? There are so many fake relationships on YouTube. I mean, these people are literally not together, and they just continue to perpetuate the story because it feeds the channel and it helps the channel, right? And then what do we get? We get this horrible breakup video, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And then the people go their separate ways and they try to build their own channels, but it only ever works for one of them, right? Is the story of YouTube. It really is. So anyway, someone else said, saw the same video and you aren't and never were the bad. Okay, I read that. Someone said, Mysterious does a fabulous job at researching and documenting things, so educate people on situations. Okay, and then they go on and they're apologizing to him. So then he comes out, that was 5 days ago. He comes out and 3 days ago, he tweets out, I can't actually wait, .. #truth. And someone said, I hope it won't be anything negative. You've appeared with Trisha and her ex Nash since the relationship ended. So if all was good then, hope it still is now. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Somebody else said they've actually appeared together and okay, somebody must have questioned this. Appeared together and acted as if they were good friends now several times. Guess he just played along to avoid the drama. I feel bad and perceived it different. And someone said, in quotations, guess he just played along to avoid her drama. Seriously, who wouldn't? She proved how toxic she could be, sending her fans after him. If he had said no to collab, she would have sent him the hate again. I don't know about that. Trisha Paytas, I mean, if she doesn't like you, she does send the hate, okay? I have felt the direct result of that. The direct result of that. So I know what that is like, okay? And Trisha Paytas did do that to Sean Vanderwelt. But I don't know how much. Here's my question. I'm just asking, okay? On a speculative question, how much was Sean Vanderwelt part of that? And maybe that's what he's going to do, is come out with some video. Well, here's the second part to this, okay? Ethan Klein has liked all of these tweets. Ethan Klein is now following Sean Vanderwelt. So the question is Sean Vanderwelt going to be a guest on H3H3 or do something with Ethan Klein and talk about his past relationship with Trisha Paytas? Which will be really interesting if he does. And at that point, I'm kind of like, okay, Ethan Klein, like, hey, more power to you, but you really have a vendetta with Trisha Paytas. It's like, okay, so anyway. So then it goes on and on and on. Someone said, I'm not sure if this actually pertains to what I think it does, but if it does, I think it's awesome that you are finally speaking your truth about what happened to you, and I know how scary and dangerous she is, and I've been thinking you're very brave. Someone said, Sean, baby, sugar, angel, let it free, boo. Okay, that's cute. So that was that. And then he said, I'm planning something and it is way overdue. And that was 18 hours ago. And someone said, I think it was when they had Dr. Drew in front of me is when she talked about a relationship. Oh, okay, I'm not going to read that one. Someone said, I don't think it is about Trisha. If he wanted to speak his truth, he would have done it a long time ago when she just kept targeting him on podcasts and videos. He is just playing with her to make it seem like it's about her, but he is not. He needs support for his projects. That's it. And someone said he received a ton of hate the first time. Well, here's my thing about it, okay? If that's not what it's about, then he goes, if you go back 5 days ago, is when he said, I saw a video someone made about me on YouTube. Then the tweets, then the really speculative tweets start coming out, okay? Now, I will say, my question to this is, it's interesting, is that Sean Vanderwelt has done videos with Trisha Paytas since they broke up, okay? Specifically, one with Jason Nash, which was like, my boyfriend meets my ex or whatever. I remember watching that video and they were like on that couch and everything like that. And it was extremely awkward and uncomfortable. And I remember sitting there watching it and thinking to myself, yes, I believe Trisha Paytas and Jason Nash are in a relationship, but I don't believe that Trisha Paytas and Sean Vanderwelt were ever in a relationship. I just don't. I don't know what that was about, okay? And this is just my conspiracy speculation. This is just my opinion! But I don't believe that relationship was real. I just don't, okay? Like I said, there are a lot of fake relationships on YouTube. Maybe it was. Maybe it was, right? But that was when Trisha Paytas also started posting like 4 to 6 videos a day on YouTube, was the breakup of all of that. So I don't know. But I think it's going to be interesting to see. Would I be interested in seeing a Trisha Paytas expose by Sean Vanderwelt about the real behind the scenes of Trisha Paytas? Oh my God, you bet your bottom dollar I would. I would live for that. I would love to know what he saw behind the scenes and what the truth is. You know, but I don't know how much she can really say about that too. Now, Trisha Paytas has said in videos before that they have never made anybody sign a non-disclosure agreement, and they have never signed a non-disclosure agreement. So that being said, whatever Sean Vanderwelt, if that is true, and Trisha Paytas really has never had somebody sign a non-disclosure agreement, I mean, I think Jeffree Star, you can't even step onto his front doorstep without signing a non-disclosure agreement, I've heard behind the scenes. But if that is true, Trisha Paytas never made Sean Vanderwelt sign a non-disclosure agreement, that means Sean Vanderwelt can talk about whatever he wants to talk about with Trisha Paytas, you know? So it'll be interesting to see what is going on with all of this. But Sean is Sean has also, okay, you know, Sean's a dancer and danced with Cher in, you know, Las Vegas and all that kind of stuff. Sean is also somebody that seems to be willing to do favors for Trisha Paytas. So there's a part of me that's like, okay, he did receive a lot of hate about this, and Mysterious made this video. Could there be a possibility that Trisha reached out to Sean Vanderwelt to kind of like indirectly get back at this Mysterious video and have Sean come out and say, let me tell you what really went down. Let me tell you the truth, and come up with this yet again concocted story about how maybe Trisha Paytas isn't as bad as everybody thinks that they are? I mean, that could be a possibility too, you know, because he has done videos with Trisha in the past. They have gotten along. So just because he comes out and says it's long overdue, maybe his long overdue truth is, y'all don't know Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas is not that bad. Maybe that's what he's going to say, right? That would take all the power away from Mysterious's video, and that would be Trisha's way to get back at, I mean, conspiracy speculation allegedly. I don't know, you know, but it might work. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below about both of those. I love you guys. Both of those investigative stories. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.